In tech, the answer always seems to be more. More megapixels, more gigabytes, more horsepower. For years, AI followed the same path: make it bigger, add more layers, feed it more data, and run it on massive clusters of GPUs. But now we're hitting a wall. Training the next generation of AI costs billions, burns enormous energy, and delivers only tiny improvements. This is the scaling crisis. Making things bigger is no longer sustainable or smart. The race for AI supremacy can't be won by size alone. Enter DeepSeek, who asked a different question. How can we make AI smarter and more efficient with what it already has? Their approach, called Manifold-Constrained Hyper-Connections, or MHC, could be a revolution. Instead of just stacking more layers, MHC gives AI a much larger mental workspace, allowing it to juggle more ideas at once without using more energy. It's a practical solution that could redefine AI's future. Powerful AI could become more accessible, sustainable, and intelligent. This is the story of how smarter design might beat bigger budgets. The era of brute force is ending. The future belongs to those who build smarter, not just bigger. To understand DeepSeek's breakthrough, let's rewind to the mid-2010s. Back then, researchers thought stacking more layers would make AI smarter, like a student reading more books. But as networks got deeper, they got worse. Information was lost as it traveled through too many layers, a problem called degradation. The solution? Residual connections, or skip connections, introduced in 2015. These allowed information to skip layers, creating express lanes that preserved the original signal. Suddenly, deep models could actually learn better, not worse. This innovation unlocked the era of deep learning, powering everything from ChatGPT to image generators. It proved that how information flows inside a model is as important as how big it is. DeepSeek took this lesson to heart. They realized that smarter internal connections, not just more layers, could be the key to the next leap in AI. The future of AI would depend on architecture, not just scale. The right connections can make all the difference, and that's where DeepSeek's story begins. After residual connections, the AI industry entered a golden age of scaling. More data, more layers, more GPUs. Models ballooned from millions to trillions of parameters, and the costs soared. But now, the returns are shrinking. Doubling the size no longer doubles the intelligence. The economic and environmental costs are staggering. Training a top model can cost billions. Only a handful of tech giants can afford to compete, stifling innovation. Worse, the performance gains are now marginal. The brute force approach is hitting a wall. DeepSeek saw this and realized the future couldn't be built on just more hardware. The real breakthrough would come from optimizing what happens inside the model. They questioned the assumption that bigger always means better. Instead, they looked for a smarter, more efficient way forward. The next era of AI would be about clever design, not just raw power. That's the challenge DeepSeek set out to solve. Before DeepSeek, some researchers dreamed of hyperconnections, letting every layer connect to every other, creating a dense web of information. In theory, this would give AI a vast mental workspace, processing information in parallel at many levels. But in practice, it led to chaos. Signals interfered, values exploded, and learning broke down. It was like opening all the floodgates at once. Information overwhelmed the system. The dream of a richly interconnected network seemed impossible. Most gave up, returning to simple skip connections and linear stacks. The problem? Too many connections, no structure. Without rules, the superhighway became a traffic jam. The industry settled for stability over potential. But DeepSeek saw this chaos as a challenge to solve, not a dead end. They believed the right structure could finally unlock the power of hyperconnections. DeepSeek realized the problem wasn't too many connections, it was the lack of structure. Their solution, the manifold constraint. Think of it as invisible guardrails for information flow. Imagine a crowded room where everyone talks at once. Chaos. But if each pair has a soundproof tube, conversations happen in parallel, interference-free. The manifold constraint does this for AI. Each information pathway gets its own protected space. In traffic terms, it's like painting clear lanes on a busy lot. Cars move smoothly, no collisions. This mathematical discipline lets DeepSeek build dense, stable webs of connections. The result, massive parallel information flow without chaos. MHC turns the failed dream of hyperconnections into a practical reality. By imposing these rules of the road, DeepSeek tamed the chaos. Now, AI models can be both richly connected and perfectly stable. It's a breakthrough in architectural sophistication. The magic of MHC is what it achieves. A huge boost in internal capacity, with only a tiny increase in size or computational cost. For years, more power meant more parameters, bigger, slower, pricier models. MHC breaks that link. It's like adding more rooms inside a building without changing its footprint. This means AI can hold more ideas, compare evidence, and reason deeply, all at once. DeepSeek's results are striking. Smaller MHC models can outperform much larger traditional ones on tough benchmarks. Imagine a 7 billion parameter model matching a 30 or even 70 billion parameter rival. The cost-to-performance ratio is off the charts. Now, cutting-edge AI doesn't require a supercomputer. MHC makes powerful AI accessible and efficient. It's not just about being smarter, it's about being radically more affordable. The future of AI is about doing more with less. The impact of MHC goes far beyond the lab. Today, only tech giants can afford the massive hardware needed for top AI. MHC could level the playing field, letting startups and universities build world-class models with modest resources. This would unleash a wave of innovation from everywhere, not just Silicon Valley. The competition would shift from who has the most GPUs to who has the best ideas. Scientists, small businesses, and developers could all access powerful AI. It could even ease global tensions over chip shortages, making AI less dependent on hardware. MHC promotes a more sustainable, equitable AI ecosystem. The future of AI could be open to all, not just the richest. This is a structural shift that could reshape the entire industry. DeepSeek's MHC teaches us a bigger lesson. Intelligence isn't just about size. For too long, parameter count was the only metric that mattered. But MHC proves that structure and information flow are what really count. A well-designed network can do more with less. It's quality over quantity, like a concise, well-written book versus a rambling tome. The human brain isn't the biggest organ, but its power comes from its intricate wiring. MHC is a step toward this kind of sophisticated design in AI. The next breakthroughs will come from clever architectures, not just bigger models. The focus will shift from brute force trainers to creative AI architects. The future belongs to those who master the art of information flow. Smarter, not just bigger, is the new frontier. We're at a turning point in AI history. The age of bigger is better is ending, replaced by a smarter, more sustainable approach. DeepSeek's MHC is more than a technical trick. It's a beacon for the future. The next era will be defined by elegant, efficient design. Let's ask not how much bigger we can build, but how much smarter. The success of MHC is just the beginning of a wave of architectural innovation. Watch for those who focus on structure, not just size. They'll build the transformative AI of tomorrow. The future of AI will be built on wisdom, creativity, and deep understanding. DeepSeek's work reminds us, sometimes the biggest leap comes from rethinking the basics. The next revolution in AI will be about redesigning the building, not just adding bricks.
Love exploring the world of technology and AI? Don't forget to like, share, And subscribe to NeoTech-Lens for more insightful and exciting content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest tech and AI innovations. Your support fuels our journey into the future of technology.